Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you Friday, August the 26th. The year is 2022. Let's talk trading. Weekly wrap up. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. If you've been trading today and you've been looking at the pound and probably some of the other pairs out there, you'll know it's been crazy. The pound. Let's see, we hit a monthly low this week, I do believe. And with the Fed talking today, it's definitely been moving around. We hit a high of 1900, and then we just hit a low of about 17. Well, this is for the week, but today's low, I believe, was somewhere around 1750. We'll show that in a moment. All but one gap filled so far this week, and the low today was 1751. So you can see there's definitely a lot of price action going on here in the pound today. We are 1,757 pips below the yearly open. I laugh because it's just pretty incredible what's going on here. We put that yearly low in 3 days ago. As you can see, we had an inside bar 2 days ago, and we broke out of the low and the high of that inside bar. We also broke out of it yesterday. Lots of inside bar action on the daily. Okay, you can see we've got more pairs over 100 than under 100, and with the pound clocking in at 149. Euro is under par, under 1.0 at the moment. I'm kicking myself for not buying the pound at 0.9900. I'm not sorry, that the euro when it dropped down there. But I am pretty much focused on the one pair, so buy zone. As you can see, last hour was just crazy, and continuing down in this hour. We shot up to 1900, and I guess Powell made a few comments, and we dropped down way below. When we get down to the lower time frame charts, you can see there was definitely some price action happening about every 4 or 5 minutes. It was just up and down, up and down. And you can see here the green rats have feasted once, then the red rats feasted. Now it's time for the green rats to feast again. We took out the pivot. Bambino Flex said to go long, which had you done that across the open after putting in that first low for the day, you see there was money to be made. And near S1, the bias was long. The first time that paid off. R1 bias is short. You can see here we closed and then opened below R1 after going beyond it. So that short call would have paid off really nice. Looking at the monthly, we took out the pivot. We haven't hit the weekly pivot. We've missed it by 23 points. And then the daily, we took out that daily. You can see here for the month of August, which we've got 3 trading days next week. You see we've got 2 missed pivots. Don't know if we'll hit them, but we'll have to wait and see. In and out of the wick zones. Wick zones were definitely paid off there. And as I mentioned, I think when I was talking with Walmart about the trades, you can see here 73% of the time, price is closing outside of the wick zone. And in and out of the top, 29%, through the top zone, 46, through the bottom, 45. And so this is the top, this is the bottom, that's the low, that's the high of the previous day. So once again, wick zone can be very profitable. Looking at the weekly range, you can see it's actually pretty anemic, only in the 8% level, 8 percentile. Compared to 357 last week, that's almost half. So maybe next week we'll see some range expansion on the weekly. Right now the pound is struggling to get above 1780. And as I say that, we're still at 78. It's bumping its head on the 1780 line. We didn't break out of the high. We broke out of the low by 75 pips. That would be a nice trade. High minus close at the moment for rats, 123. Close minus low, 61 on the weekly rat zone. And for the weekly open crossover or buy zone traders, high minus open 83, open minus low 171. Once again, those simple horizontal line trades paying off. I was on the phone with Walmall earlier. By the time I called him, he said he was already done trading for the day, but Walmall being Walmall, with me on the phone, he had to take a few more trades. And one thing I said, I noticed this week that the pound had really been crossing the daily open. So you can see here, we opened here, there was a bunch of crisscrosses. We opened here, there was a bunch, and here we opened, and it seems like it was crossing it during the New York session, which means trading the buy zone or that crossover. Definitely there was some money to be made there. Walmart lines, proving once again, even when news comes out, trading what you see, going with the H1 candle color at the line, even though I have, in my trading, I've switched over to the M30 only because so many times the candle that opens at the bottom of the hour, the hour 30 candle, just seems to reverse a lot. Not always, because you can see here, this candle was a 30 candle. It didn't reverse, but this one reversed. This one really didn't reverse. Almost did, because that's almost the doji. And we just crossed over the 80 line. Here at Walmart, we actually hit 81.8. It's pulling back now. But we'll just see what happens. And one thing about the chart that I use, you notice these lines are colored and the rest are gray. I know if I only trade at the colored lines, the red and the green lines, and when the daily opens on there, I guess that's on a different chart. In fact, let me get that up real quick. Yeah, I had updated the template to put in the current and previous days open highs and lows. So you can see here, taking the trades at that daily open today, there was a lot of action there during the New York session, and prices trying to crawl back up to the 80. So this definitely slows trading down rather than trying to trade at each line, because where this method proves statistically profitable is in the ranges here. So once again, you can't fit 16 pips within 10, so it had to stick out. So it stuck out almost 4 to the bottom and almost 2 to the top. So we'll just have to wait and see which way price wants to go. And you can see the 16 range M30 at the moment, which still has more than half time to go, probably needs to get up to somewhere in the 20 area. And we'll just wait and see. I've got a hunch price wants to get back to the 1800 today. I could be wrong. Lower high, higher low paid off this level here. You can see it went through this one ball level that was put in, and that started to act like a support a second time. So you can see here price broke through, then hovered, moved up, came back down, put in another one ball just a couple pips above it. And you can see here we're putting in resistance with the one ball, two ball. Back down to the 75 psychological, put in a one ball here. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Broke through that higher low from 7 minutes ago. Could have actually picked up 3 pips on that trade. So depending if you're wanting to trade for the big run or if you just want to scalp. And now we look at the monthly range by month. 557 so far. If we compare that to the ATR, we're above the ATR. Now let's see if we look at the accumulated range for the year, see if we've expanded it, and we have over 2,000 pips this month for the year. And you can see you have to go back to 2016 to get the first time we go over 2,000 in August. So definitely made a move. Let's see what else. Is there anything? Close minus year-to-date open percent. So you can see we are down 12%, which is the biggest down. So something to keep in mind. And it looks like we're back to the 80. And just looking here, we are actually below the lower wick zone on the month. Oh, let's see. Now we're inside the lower wick zone. And we're making a higher high, lower low on the month. Is that right? Yeah, so we have an outside bar on the month. So, fellow traders, running out of time here. I hope you had a profitable week. I hope you're having a profitable month and year. And I'm going to wish you a fun and safe weekend. And as always, when you're trading, always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.